for joining us for another edition of the Optimized Weekly Market Recap. I'm Matthew McGrath, and today we'll cover an eventful week in the markets, as well as what we're watching for the week ahead. Markets finished extremely strong last week, with major indices rallying on some very promising data out of the US. The TSX, S&P 500, and the Dow all finished the week up over 2%, while the Nasdaq finished the week up over 3%. Taking a look at sector performance, we saw that consumer discretionary and communications were the best performing sectors, while energy and consumer staples were by far the weaker ones. Looking at the events from this past week, the Bank of Canada raised rates by 25 basis points, bringing the overnight rate to 5%. This decision was more or less in line with expectations and was driven largely by strong economic data over the past couple of months. The decision doubles down on the bank's commitment to bring inflation back in line with the Bank of Canada's target. Looking at the US, we saw strong equity performance last week, driven by a number of very promising data releases around a cooling inflationary environment, as seen through the consumer's inflation rate coming in at only 3% for June, while the producer's inflation rate by way of the PPI came in at only 2.4%. Perhaps the most exciting event for us last week at Optimize, however, was by far the 30% rise in Laurentian's stock price, one of our core holdings, as the bank confirmed that it is more than open to being acquired and is officially seeking acquisition. For the week ahead, on Tuesday, we'll be monitoring inflation data for June, which will provide much needed insight on future interest rate policy by the Bank of Canada. On Wednesday and Thursday, we'll get a very good look at some very important information on the state of the US housing market. And lastly, a number of core earnings we'll be keeping an eye out for will be Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and Johnson & Johnson. Overall, it was an extremely strong and exciting week in the markets last week, with some very important events coming up to keep an eye on. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you soon.